In the last 12 months, we've spent nearly £500 million on players. We now face Real Madrid on the first day of the new season, knowing that knowing that the ice cream man's here for a start, but also knowing that I really want an ice cream. This year we need to win the Champions League. Hello and welcome to Club 6, part 48 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have our first two games of the new La Liga season. We're at home against Real Madrid and then away against Espanyol. Does that mean we don't have Real Madrid on the last day of the season this year? No, because that's been quite a nice last day of the season, title decider. It seems weird that they would book it that way. Surely you'd make it... I guess it's a good way to get people interested early, but, you know, title decider on the first day. Whoever wins this match wins the league, because neither of us drop a lot of points. This is the team we're going into the match with, and it kind of goes into Real Madrid's favour that we've not settled on the best 11 from our new players yet. So it might actually be the best time for them to play us. But we're going with the same team that just won the Super Copa against Atletico Madrid, and we did look very, very good against them as well. So I'd like to think if we can play as well in this match as we did in that match, we should be fine. But we're going with Zielinski in goal, a back four of Ryback, Quito, Rigor and Serdic, with Ramos and Ats in midfield, Llorente, Lorenzo and Kasongo as our attacking midfield three, and Perez up front. Look at the amount of game-changing superstars we've got on that bench. I am feeling so confident going into this season. I really hope Real Madrid don't spoil my fun by being big, mean boys. We owe Real Madrid after the last match, because obviously they beat us on the last day of the season. We looked pretty pathetic at the time, and I'm hoping that's what the new players that we've brought in are gonna prevent. We've brought in, after a year of bringing in defenders with Serdic and Quito and Rigor all coming in over the previous year, this summer was all about strengthening the attack. With Llorente, with Kasongo, with Hollis all coming in, we've got a lot of attacking options now. So if we get 60 minutes into a game and it looks like it's not working, we can try something different with some different players. And that's the one thing we've not really had in the past, other than the fact we had Perez and Korkmaz as options at striker. But by the end of last season, they were both playing anyway. So it's a new world here at Sevilla, and hopefully one where we're going to score lots of goals. Llorente now bursting through, forces the save and forces the corner, and this I can smell a goal coming. Kasongo taking the corner comes across as far as Perez, and it ends up with Lorenzo. He's got options to keep the move going. Lorenzo again finds Ats plays it back to Lorenzo for a third time, and Edgar Lorenzo has just got goal of the season 33 minutes into the first match. That goal is not going to be beaten. What a strike. We have put so much faith in this boy over the last 3 seasons, and he is blossoming into a world-class player. Look at the state of that goal. Sevilla 1, Real Madrid 0. Lorenzo has just taken... I think that's his step up to saying, yeah, you know what? There's a lot of world-class players who joined me here this summer, and I'm one of them. I fit in this team, and goodness me, what a goal. Just Edgar Lorenzo, boys and girls. Is he classed as a world-class player yet? No. Blooming should be. My word, he's a leading player, 3.5-star current ability, surrounded by 4.5-star players. He needs a little push upwards there, because that goal was stunning. Right, don't get complacent. Go out there, win this match. A win here against Real Madrid on the first day of the season would be massive for the start of our season. If you remember, last year we lost to Numancia on the first day, so this would be a nice contrast to that. Rather than losing an easy game, we've got the potential to win our toughest game of the season, and I mean, it's just a nice little psychological edge if we can pull it off. Serdic comes across to cover well. Zielinski lumps it clear, aiming for Llorente, who wins the header. And Perez, I thought Perez had won his challenge as well. That would have been a lovely, good old-fashioned English goal if we'd have scored that. Rigor plays it forward to Kasongo. Mr. Creativity. This is the difference maker man who we've brought to do something special, like he just did there, beating several men. If he'd have stuck that in the back of the net, that would have been a wonderful, wonderful thing. Ryback has picked up a bit of a knock. I don't think we have a left back on the bench. Llorente's just given away a penalty as well, hasn't he? And we're going over to the little telly. We are going to, even before that, we're going to take Ryback off. We're not going to take Ryback off. He's just going to have to stay on. We don't have anyone who can play left back. I wonder if that's why Llorente's the one coming in making the challenge. Can I point out as well, 56 minutes in, Real Madrid have only had one shot. Come on, little telly. Do your thing. No penalties today. No penalties today. It's a free kick. Excellent stuff. And hopefully it will come to nothing. Obviously, Real Madrid have a few decent players. So they might still conjure a goal from this, but it's less likely than with a free kick. Zielinski makes the save and Ats desperately clears it, and we get away with it a little bit there. But that should serve as a warning shot for the fact that Real Madrid are pretty good. We need another goal. Llorente tries to cross, but it falls to Ats. Ats, lovely little cross over to Perez, and that had goal written all over it. That's quite a big miss from Perez. It was a perfect on a plate cross from Ats. And again, we're still only one goal ahead, and Real Madrid are getting back into it again. Ryback, ball over the top for Perez to chase. We should have Kasongo in the middle. It falls to Kasongo, and there you go. It's Sevilla 2, Real Madrid 0, and that's a lovely finish from Kasongo. Perez did brilliantly to get on the end of it, hold it up a little bit, pick out his man. Perez is the only Sevilla player in this half when he picks the ball up here. That is proper, complete forward play. Picks Kasongo out perfectly, and what a finish from Kasongo. That's what you pay £90 million for, and it's all of a sudden looking a little bit more comfortable. Let's offer a little bit of praise. As much as I love Jason Gould, he only got 3 goals last year, and he's never in his life scored a goal like that. What a finish. And there you go, Zielinski reminding me that it all started when we got the world-class goalkeeper, and he just makes an excellent save as well. Every single player in this team is having a good game today. I like it. Perez chasing relentlessly again. We've got Korkmaz on the bench if Perez gets tired. We've also got new boy Hollis, who's sat there thinking, you paid £100 million for me, and I've not even got a game yet. Kasongo, beating his men again, finds Perez, and it's 3-0. This is a game against Real Madrid, everybody. If we can keep this form up all year, this has to be our year, surely. Real Madrid do not know what's hit them, and it's all coming through Kasongo again. He might end up being signing of the series. A little bit older than our typical player, coming in at 27 years old, but bringing a player in who's absolutely in his prime definitely has its advantages, and he is tearing Real Madrid apart today. Right, Ramos can come off, and we can bring on O'Neill for him. Llorente can come off, and we can get Hollis on. What a pair of substitutions to be able to make right there. It's ridiculous. I'm so happy. I'm so very happy. I want to see Hollis. I want to see if he's any good. We spent a lot of money on him and sent Moreno and Garcia to Southampton, basically in exchange for him. We effectively got Hollis for about 15 million quid plus Moreno and Garcia, which let's hope that ends up looking like a good deal when all is said and done. Kasongo with a cross. Hollis is there, and he's scored with the first touch he's got in a highlight. Sevilla 4, Real Madrid 0. Another assist for Kasongo. A lovely finish from Hollis. Oh my word, is this really happening? I almost feel sorry for Real Madrid that we've done this to them on the first day of the season. What a finish from Hollis. And I guess we can take Ryback off now. Just bring Annan on for him. And he can't really play there, but he's not going to give away 4 goals in the last 10 minutes, is he? Ryback has done his bit, and we've just beaten Real Madrid without needing to bring Korkmaz or Gould off the bench. Ruiz, who was top scorer for the first half of last season, not even on the bench. And they get their last chance of the game and it goes wide. I remember when we were at Hamburg and I threatened to do the Kev Told You Show shirts. In fact, didn't I even do the Kev Told You Show shirts? I don't think anyone bought one. But those of you who said my transfer policy was silly and I'd bankrupt the club, Kev told you so. And yes, I realised the moment I said I told you so, I guaranteed we'd lose against Espanyol in the next game, but luckily we have the Champions League draw first, so hopefully that will distract us all from that. By the way, Perez and Ramos are both now Spanish citizens as well. They've both got their Spanish citizenships through after being here for 2 seasons, and so that does open up the opportunity next time we've got some Spensies to go and raid South America again. But as champions, once again, we are first seeds for our group. Still the lowest coefficient ranking team of all the first seeds because we've been relatively poor in the competition. But hopefully we can get a good group this time. So we're going to be in Group A. Let's see. Oh, look at the amount of good teams in there. Goodness gracious me. So Bayern Munich. Wow. That's a big club to get first out of the pot. Roma. Okay, there's no easy groups in the Champions League, is there? And Steaua Bucharest. I mean, it's a group I'm confident we should be able to get out of. But depending on how good Roma are. So they're right up there as one of the best teams in Italy. How good are Bayern Munich these days? Why are they only a second seed? Bayern Munich are... Okay, they've potentially gone a little bit off the boil. But still, it's a tough group. Love a tough group. Here we go then. 2 changes for the Espanyol game. I don't know why that keeps messing up. But Hollis is in on the left-hand side of midfield for Llorente, who drops down to the bench, and Bruce comes in at left-back for the injured Ryback. Let's hope for another excellent performance. First time since we've been here at Sevilla, we've not played with an inside forward. Garcia's probably looking at this thinking, what, so you're letting Hollis play as a winger? I was there for 5 years and you made me play as an inside forward every single time. Yes, because you were almost as good at that as you were at being a winger. Hollis is a good winger and not a great inside forward. So he forces it upon me. If I was playing the wide men in their proper roles, Kasongo would be a playmaker out there on the right-hand side. But I don't know how I feel about that. It seems a little too fancy for me. So I'm happy with him playing with a winger's instruction, but knowing that his inbuilt creativity and fanciness will mean he'll do creative, fancy things regardless. Atz has just hit, I think that hit the inside of the post. I don't think that was a save, and it must have been a save because it's gone out for a corner, and it's Kasongo to take the corner, and it doesn't end up in the back of the net, which is troublesome. But here's Lorenzo, plays it back to Serdic, and hopefully that's the start of... No. Thought it was the start of a build-up the other way. Ramos is injured. We've lost our captain. This is the big worry. By letting the likes of Moreno and Garcia and Silva leave, we've let a lot of experienced backup players leave the club. And yes, we've brought in some world-class attacking players, but what we don't have is as much depth of experience in either defence or midfield. And you've seen it with Ryback. Obviously, Bruce was the backup last year as well, but Ryback not being in the side is a big problem. If we now were to lose Ramos as well, O'Neill is good. He's not in the same class as Atz or Ramos, and there's no one behind him. This Soto would be the next option, who's completely untested, apart from 3 or 4 substitute appearances towards the end of last season. So we don't have quite the same depth that we had last season, which, like I say, will be a problem if we do start to accumulate a number of injuries in similar positions. If we were to lose Atz now as well, for example, then our midfield is going to start to look a bit of a mess. And that's going to be priority number 1 when we come to January. Perez wins the ball out wide brilliantly again. Hollis wasn't quite quick enough to get onto it though, but does get the crossover. There's Serdic. What a goal from Serdic. Espanyol 0, Sevilla 1 on the half-hour mark. I don't remember Serdic having that in his locker last season. Where did that appear from? Hollis did really well to actually make something from this in the end, and then crosses on his weaker foot, and it falls to Serdic. 1 touch. There's your second touch. Right in the top corner. That's what happens when you're the best right back in the world, I guess. Eventually, you decide to just start scoring screamers as well as being a good defender, which I am not going to argue with at all. Obviously, he's another example of a player who doesn't really have the backup player he had last year. No Gravosti. Gravosti's gone to Fulham to continue my Fulham legacy. And if Serdic gets injured, it's Annan or Rigor out there, out of position, or a youngster. So injuries will be a problem. And I'd like to think we're going to be playing a lot of games this year because I want a Champions League run, a deep Champions League run. So hopefully the plan doesn't backfire. Right, here we go. Another highlight. Espanyol have only had one shot so far and they missed with it. So hopefully this is us creating another goal from somewhere. Kasongo does well to keep it in. Cross comes over and their keeper is stretching but does get on the end of it, which suggests, as the highlight is in play, that it might be them who's scoring from this, but it is Serdic who picks it up from their keeper. Rigor back to Serdic again, plays it to Kasongo. We're keeping hold of some nice possession here. What a pass from Serdic. Puts the keeper under immense pressure. He's taking it out the area. I don't know what their goalkeeper's doing there. When he first got the ball, he could have just bent down and picked it up. But instead, he chose to dribble it out of his own area. Let's watch this. I can't understand why he doesn't catch it there. And he's just asking for Perez to take it off him. And Perez shows great composure to not just hit it first time. He knows there's nobody around him who can make the tackle, so just dribbles towards the goal and has himself a tap in. It's 2-0. Their goalkeeper, I would be furious. Kasongo now with the free kick, and it's just over. I think that one did clip the top of the crossbar. No credit for the keeper there. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve to have given away a corner because whatever he did before was insane. Right, time for some changes. Hollis is going to come off. We're going to bring Korkmaz on. We had been playing Laurenti there for the last couple of games, but it's important to give everybody a try. So Korkmaz can come on. I need to get Gould on as well, I think. Gould hasn't played at all this season, so I think we're going to take off Kasongo, bring on Gould. I don't want him to think he's forgotten. He's still very much an important part of this squad. So Gould can come on. Elite winger for elite winger. What a substitution to be able to make when you're already 2-0 up and their goalkeeper's playing like a lunatic. Take off one elite winger, bring on another elite winger. I love this football club. I need to get a Sevilla shirt. If anyone can find one for a reasonable price, let me know. I keep looking online and they're like 70 quid. I don't understand why they're 70 quid. Find me a Sevilla shirt for £30 and I'll buy one. But I'm all in with them now. I know I keep threatening to leave. I ain't ever leaving. This is it. This is the team. This is the team that's going to win the Champions League this season. And then I cannot wait to retire my manager and come back in 10 years and see what this team we've put together can achieve without me there to nurture them all. Yeah, I am pleased with the performance. A good result. Now we'll have a little look to see when we're going to be back. Just like last season, we're not going to dwell too much on the Champions League groups this year because I think we'll go all the way through to Bayern. That makes sense to me. Bayern Munich, Athletic Bilbao. It's probably going to be one of the deciders of the group halfway through. We'll do that, and that will be tomorrow's video. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.